everybody. What's going on? Welcome to our regularly scheduled Thursday or Tuesday night stream. Welcome here to the fish tank barn. So let's go ahead and see who we've got. So we've got Reels Tank. How's it going? Mr. B, thank you for sharing it out. Don Gallagher, thanks for your support as always. Chevy Fish, HG Aqua. Chewy's here, welcome. Don Dank's here. We'll grab your issue in just a second, Dank. I think I agree with you. So, let me see. We got Candy. Well, thank you for moderating as always. Pam's here. Thank you, Pam. Chappie's here. Scott Aquatics is here. Joseph from JH is here. How's it going? I hope you've recovered from your weekend with Lucas. Sounds like you guys had a pretty good time. Amateur Aquatics is here. Recon. Let me see. Zen Ginger's here. How's it going? Big J's Fish Keeper. Chevy Fish is here. Let me see. Jess is here. How's it going? Big Echo still. Hold on. Let me see. Oh, hold on. You know what No, I did that. Was it just in the beginning or is it still now? Because it should be... Alright, something's wrong with my audio. Alright, hold on. Oh, got it. That's weird. Okay, I got it now. Something that should have been muted was not muted, so sorry about that, guys. Thank you for letting me know. So Jess is lurking. I may or may not go to the big fish deal. I've got to talk to the rest of my family about that. Let me see. There's the other mics. I thought I got it. Okay, good. Yeah, I found the other mic. So I am kind of pondering the big fish deal. Not sure yet, but it is closer than I thought. I didn't realize that Maryland was only an 8-hour drive, according to Google Maps. So that may be on the list. Like I said, I got to talk to family and all that stuff, but we'll go ahead and we'll see how that goes. Definitely do want to make it out that way. Sounds like it would be a good time. Actually, it's kind of a good trip, too, because I would only have to take, like, one vacation day. So you see who else. We've got Joe Coffee. HC Aqua's here. How's it going? So let's go ahead here, and we'll do a few announcements first, and then we'll go ahead and hit on with the rest of the program here. All right. So first one, I will actually be at, weather permitting, the Grand Valley Aquarium Society's Aquarium Club swap. That actually will have a table there for the first time ever. So that would be rather interesting. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, I always try not to echo. That's like the one thing I always try not to do is like make the screen quality to be pretty good. But sometimes, you know, there's like I have two mics and didn't turn one off. Yeah, that's an interesting picture. So, but I will be having a table there. I'll probably have mostly plants. I have more jungle val than you know I could probably like farm it at this point. So I'm gonna take some of that, a few of the fish. We'll see some of those as we kind of walk through. Like Santa Maria Endlers, I'll probably take. Maybe some other stuff. I'm not sure yet. So, and then the other item is going to be the Motor City Aquarium Society auction. So if you are in the Metro Detroit area, we usually have over 1,000 bags. So it's definitely a pretty good auction. So I will be at that as well. I will be helping out with whatever they tell me to do, basically. That's kind of what I do there. You know, I'll work at the table for a while. I'll run bags for a while. I'll do whatever. So, hey, Aquatic Nest, how's it going? Yeah, so we'll be doing our thing there. So, all right, so let's go ahead and we'll take a walk through. We'll go ahead and start the breeding stuff first. I'll kind of walk you through all of the various projects that are in various, call it states of completion or success. So the one thing I have been doing, Derek, are you going to the auction or are you going to the to Grand Valley? Oh, okay, gotcha. If you wanna go to the Grand Valley thing, if you can meet me like at like 6 o'clock in the morning for me to drive out to Grand Rapids. But so that'd be interesting. I'll have to film a little bit about how I figure out how to do this table because I've never done it before. But I do have enough stuff to kind of make it worth my while, I think. So we'll see how it's going. All right, so let me get everything set up here, and then we'll go ahead and go for the walk around here. Hold on 1 second, guys. You guys should be able to hear me. One thing I always tell you, is if you're new here, I will not be able to see the chat while we're walking around. So when I get back, I will answer any of your questions. Unless there's a way that I can figure out how to get my phone, get like a second phone on here or something. I think that would be the only way to do it. So, first of all, I guess we'll just turn around behind me. You guys may see this in the background. I did add some new inhabitants to the discus tank. I know there's a ton of glare, but we do have cardinal tetras in here now with the discus. Discus are doing what they normally do, is they hide in the back. So we'll go ahead and go through here, and picture's not upside down, so we're doing good. Let me know when I get back if we go upstairs and the audio's terrible, because sometimes it's I've gotten some comments from the family, etc., that the audio just goes. Yeah, that's duckweed. That's sort of the cold tub. There is a goldfish that lives in there, so that's kind of what, and then whatever tends to survive in it kind of lives with it. So if I had an underwater, this one I guess could be an underwater camera, but so basically it's a goldfish with various guppies and some swordtails and limia, or not limias, but scyphias that have spines and stuff like that. I should actually like see what's in there someday, like, see what kind of soup is in there. So let's go ahead and start with the first project here. This is the angelfish breeding project. These guys spawn about once a week or so, and I haven't gotten off my butt to raise them until I tried last week, and I failed miserably because they laid on a Zis filter. So sort of got to give it another crack. So I put some pieces of PVC in here, hoping it'll spawn on that, and then that way I can work it a little bit better. All right, so nothing really in the 10 gallons up top at the moment. The one thing we are growing out up here, they're growing rather slowly, but these are the Black Prince live bearers, the Cracodon audax. So we will get those going at some point. Well, that one looks actually a little bit gravid, so maybe we will have some luck with that. So heading over to the next tank here, these guys are definitely starting to grow up a little bit. I guess if I can get you guys a little bit closer. But these are the metallic live bears, the Girardinus metallicus. I was lucky enough to find some of these at the OCA. I had like 2 left, but there was somebody selling them there, and I literally bought like 8 or 10 of them just to kind of get the colony jump started here. So that's another live bear project. And then these guys up here, actually did collect some eggs from these guys this weekend. These are the Pseudotropheus interruptus. So I definitely was able to capture one of the females in here, get some of the eggs, and so we'll see those upstairs. And then these were kind of funny. I do pull yellow labs and AC out of here when I get the fancy to play around with it a little bit, but it's not a real hardcore project. Up here we've got the swordtails, and I'm drawing a blank on the name because it's late. They're not Monozume, they're the all right, duh. They're the Kalmani. Sorry, took me a second. The Kalmani swords here. And then I will show you, I actually did get a couple of new saltwater fish. Went in a little bit of a different direction with this tank, but you can see one of them here, and he'll get a lot bigger. But we did get a Naso tang, and then right in front of it is the lavender tang right there. And then we're going to talk a little bit about tangs in the Facebook posts of the week, but these guys seem to be doing okay in here. So, and then we still have our butterfly fish in here as well. So, starting to build that tank up. These we've been doing for quite a while. These have been probably some of my more successful fish. I actually got these at Aquashella Dallas, and they were the Gadea atropinus. They're like the blackfin Gadea is what they're called, and we're got quite a good group of them in here. So looks like they're going to drop again here, especially if you look at that female right there. She's going to pop anytime. So the males are the black fins. So if we can get so that guy's the male right there with the black fins. So, but he's a kind of an interesting fish. They're kind of dull, but yet they're kind of interesting at the same time. So heading on over here is our shell dwellers that just went into the shell. So we have some, and I'll show you some of the fry. But these are the Neolamprologus brevis sunspot. So you got I think that's the female right there. And then I have some red ruby tropheus in here as well. I don't know if that's a good pairing or not, but we'll see how it goes. And then I've been kind of working on the duckweed so you guys can see these better, but this has been something I've been working on for a while. These are the gold delta guppies. I actually picked these up at the IFGA auction back in May of last year, and so I'm starting to get some of these growing out now. I was hoping to get some big enough to go to the swap, but I don't know. I don't want to give up my big breeders yet. But I'll get you guys. And then also we do have cherry shrimp in here they were literally hitchhikers. So there was a few of them, and they've started to multiply a little bit. I wonder if I can get this to focus a little better. Let's try that. So, all right. And then these are the half black, any other colors that I also got at the IFGA Guppy Swap. So I actually probably will bring some of these to Grand Rapids with me, and then maybe a few to the auction. But these are starting to grow funny. I've got some males in here. So, and then next project over here, I don't know how these are going to do, but picked up some gold dust mollies from one of the local auctions last fall. I know there's at least one fry in here that I've seen, but we'll see how this one goes. So let's head on upstairs. Let me see if there's anything else up here at the moment. Not at the moment. Let's head upstairs. All right, so this is kind of the project that breeds itself. But we have these zebra obliquitans. They breed on the regular. I don't do anything, and they just keep going. So. And this one here as well. This will be a little bit blue. I need to change this light out. I just haven't gotten to it. But I have, these are the turquoise guppies from Dan's Fish. These are some of my favorites. I'm kind of tempted to keep the blue light because it like makes these guppies pop a lot, but I think I think I'll have to get rid of it. I think it grows a lot of algae. So, and then we do have the coral platies in here as well. So hopefully we can get some of those dropping as well. And then these are the eggs right here from the. Hold on. All right, so these are the eggs from the Pseudotropheus interruptus. So then another Dan's Fish project here. These are the cobra endlers. So you can see the male there. For whatever reason, if you flip it like that, it looks better. I don't know why. Alright. Oh, actually, okay. Yeah. There's something new about this. And then there's I gotta get that out of there. I didn't see that fish earlier, but I'll pull him out. And then we've talked quite a bit about the clownfish breeding projects. At some point soon, I'm going to probably do another video tour and go through these guys again. We've also got down here, these are gold dust sailfin mollies down here. Another kind of BAP project. I actually have seen some fry, and we actually get plants to flower in here as well. I always get these bulb plants, like the Ponegitans and stuff, to flower. So, and then in here, I've actually seen some fry of these as well. These are the Limia melanogaster. There's a few tiny fry in here somewhere. And there's a convict I got to get out of here too, that somehow escaped and made its way in here. All right. These are some that I will be bringing to Grand Rapids. These are extremely prolific. These are the Santa Maria endlers. Maybe that I put them in a, in a 75 gallon is probably part of it. But you can see these guys right there. Those are the males. All right, heading over here now. This tank needs a little bit of work, but these are the Pundamilia arii. Another one of my favorites. I actually showed some of these fish at the Aquatic Experience. Heading on kind of to the Amica splendens now. These guys are growing slowly but surely. So maybe in about, I'm hoping in about 6 months or so, I can actually sell some of them. I do have these, where I can. I do have the locations, the EMU numbers, etc. For the, I guess actually ESU. I don't know why I put EMU, but I do have the evolutionary stuff like that on there. I keep all that information when I can or when I have it. So let's head over here to this. These ones have been kind of a nemesis for me. We might have to get them from the top. These are called golden teddies, and let's see. Yeah, these are not very cooperative, unfortunately. So they're one of the ones. These are it's I have to get to the species name. I don't have it on here. And then these ones have been kind of fun too. And Been seeing some fry from these as well. These are the black fin flashers. So if you look above here, and I tell you to do, is if you look above the light, you can see their eyes. It's like a little flashlight. Like if you see in the corner, like over here, there's a fry right there. You can see their little eyes as they flash through the. And these are a little micro live bearer. So. And then over here we've got the Merry Widows, which are hard to find in here. And then these are something I'm really wanting to get to breed as well. These guppies. And then these are the yellow labs we saw in the other video. Let's go ahead and head over here. And some of these are... and now we're going to probably look at some of my failures as well, and some successes in here. There's actually a pretty big success in here. If you look right in the top here, right there is a Micropicilia picta, which a lot of people have trouble with. So I've been able to get some fry out of this. This has to turn a little bit greener, which might be good, might be bad. This is one I'm kind of starting to work on. These are the White Cross Endlers. So, and then let's see what other ones. And then we'll go down here and see if these guys will come out. They probably won't, but these are this one you saw. Those are pretty rare Victorian actually. They are the what are they called? Well, meanwhile, these are the Kenya Gold, but these are the wow, I'm losing it tonight. These are the Epichrome Cuyahoga Flamebacks, I think is what these are. Yeah, I'll have to look at my list, but I think these are the Cuyahoga Flamebacks. What I normally do is I will, and I just haven't gotten to it, is I have a list of all the fish and where they go. I just haven't gotten my list updated. This is one that's been kind of a failure actually. This is the Cracodon lateralis. They're beautiful fish. Maybe I'll need to move their tank. I am going to kick the high fin variatus platies out of here. I have some more downstairs, and we'll kind of combine the group. And then another one that's been a little bit of a struggle. It started out really well, and then they've kind of petered out. This tank had some issues with, and I need to get a new sponge in here. You can see that sponge is kind of spent. But these are the Scyphia multipunctata. Get in there. It's a good looking one right there. So I still definitely have a few in here, but I had a good number of fry for a while. And then they kind of petered out. And these ones have started to really color up these Xenotoca lion's eye. And they've also, these have been on, along with the Goodea atropinus, have been one of my most productive fish. So definitely something to something I'm kind of proud of, is getting these guys going, getting these guys out to other people. Unfortunately, the person at Aquashella didn't have the location of them, so that's a little bit unfortunate. But we'll get going on that. Next one over here, these are some cribs, and I think there's eggs in here. I can't tell for sure, but they're living in the pipes. Heading over here now. This is doing. This is why I do not like these. So these are the Tropheus cumwera Conchedza elongatus broad Zulu. And I pulled these last night actually. I was gonna go to bed and I caught the female, one of the females was holding. And so that's the name of it right there. So all right, let's see what other, and then obviously there's some live bears in here. And then this one is something I'm pretty excited about as well. These are the Horatio Dominguez guppies. And these are from Rusty Wessel himself. So I got these at the OCA.
And they've already spawned for me as well, so I'm looking forward to getting some more of those. And then the fish I struggle with, I struggle with limias. Like, I don't know why, but other than the melanogasters, like I think they either eat them or, or in this case, these are beautiful fish. They're the Limia sulphurophylla, but I ended up with 5 males. They're literally all males in here. There's like 4 or 5 males in here and no females. And then these are the Limia tridens right here. I'm sorry for the glass; it's a little rough. And then down there, these I've sold too many of them, but these are the Scyphia francese, so we gotta get some more of those going. But there's the male right there. So that's kind of the breeding projects in a nutshell. We are working on some other ones, obvious as well. We've got the Xenotoka Dodroi here, and then I forgot the most. Oh, hold on. These are the Haplochromis species blue obliquidans, and if I catch a female holding, I might need to pull some of those. Those are the male is absolutely stunning. I know you can't see him very well, but all right. So let's head back. And I forgot the. And then this tank is kind of a mess, but this is your favorite 8 billion convicts. You can see them all. Those are your. Oh, let's get this glass cleaned up a little bit. And you can watch me lose my hand. Hello. For a reason I lost I think it's the female, but there's plenty to replace it with if I wanted to. So if you want any convicts, let me know. So, all right, I think that's all of the breeding projects. So, hold on, we can get one of the golden teddies right there. So that's the golden teddies. That's been one of my nemesis. They're a little micro live bearer, but probably getting these ones to spawn. So, and they show up in Grand Rapids, so I don't think it's our water, but. So let's head on downstairs, and I'll go and see the chat and see all of your questions. All right, let's see. All right, let's go ahead and see what we got in the chat here. All right, so we're back. So if you guys haven't hit the like button yet, go ahead and hit the like button. So, all right, let's go ahead and get the. Let's see. All the way back to the top. All right. So let me see. We did the duckweed tub. The goldfish dust. I grow duckweed like it's going out of style. I actually went on a sort of ninja mission with the duckweed. So. But they eventually will eat it. They will not raise their own fry. Hit the like button. The angelfish will not. I think, Chewy, that was the angelfish. I've tried to do just let them sit in there, and they haven't been doing it. So I've been hitting it. Been going to start doing the artificial method. Just haven't had the time until recently. So, hey, everything fish. Caress the like button. Yeah, the blackfins have been a great fish since I've had them. So they've spawned within about a month or so from me taking him home from Texas. So right next to the dislike button.
So, hey D, how's it going? I will go to the Michigan one in May because it's local. HC Aqua. We have one of the more prominent guppy breeders here in our club. So this is the Musos, but I will I will at least go to the auction. Maybe I'll go to the event. I mean, I won't show anything because I don't think I have anything show worthy. I don't think, and I don't really. I don't know. I might. Who knows? But I will definitely go to the auction. The auction was kind of interesting. It was like I was prepared to be there like all day, and there was like 50 bags, and then I got through it, and it was like, oh, it's like half an hour later, and it's like 9:30 in the morning. So I'm like, oh, so I kind of waited around for a while and did whatever. So half black yellows are nice. So HC's going to enter his guppies in the future. HC, if you listen to the Aquarius podcast, I catch him at work, on my phone when I can. But if you check that out, he did a interview with someone from IFGA. So that was definitely one that was pretty good to see and listen to. So I actually have been starting to raise a little bit of brine shrimp, so yeah. So I mean, the Musos are local to me, so I may have to get some more of their fish. Hey Patricia, yep. Thank you HC on the Santa Marias. Chevy, how much are they? I gotta see Chevy. I'll get with you later. I don't ship at the moment because it's winter, but in the spring we could probably do something. So we talk about pizza. Depending on what pizza it is, it's generally good. I mean, you can't screw up pizza generally, but there are some that are better than others. I do have a rule for pizza. The rule is no fish, no fruit. Other than that, it's good. The other rule is unless it comes already with it, no blue backgrounds. So no fish, no fruit, no blue. So Captain Crunch, Mickey Mouse tail. It's almost made the cut. Yeah, HC, I have a ton of Gadiads. There's a gentleman at the west side of Michigan. You may have seen his tag on one of the tanks. His name's Pat Hartman, and he's probably in his late 60s, early 70s, and he's in the ALA and he's done a lot of stuff. He writes for him still and everything, and he has a ton of fish. Like I think I've funded part of his retirement because at every auction, I at least buy something from his collection. So, and then there's a lot of live bears people around here as well. Our water's good for it, so we have pretty hard water here. So, thank you for the compliments on the fish as well. HC, I do not have any half beaks. I might start getting into those. I've been really tempted to get rid of the obliquitans and maybe do something different in that tank. Maybe half beaks. Hey Blackie, how's it going? Blackie's got his auction, so definitely check out Blackie after this in Australia. So his auction, so they can go to the aquarium event. I believe it was Melbourne, he said. So we got Friday Fish Facts is here. How's it going, Ron? How's it going, Rack? Like I said, it's some high racks in here. So we got rack attacks in the house. Don, do I ship? I might if the weather's warmer. I've never done it before. The only thing I've shipped aquarium-wise is plants. I shipped a bunch to Bob. I shipped a ton of Vallisneria to him. So let me see what else we've got. Anthony's Fishy Friends is here. How's it going? Hey Cichlids 23. Those are the Endlers, Derek, the Santa Marias. So, so we got the black. We've got the debate over the um, black versus blue. I am definitely on Team Black. The only blue backgrounds I have in here are tanks that came with them already. Actually, the 245 gallon tank with the tangs and the butterfly fish actually came with a blue background. I lived with it for about 2 to 3 years, and then I decided one night to scrape it off with a razor blade and repaint it. So that's kind of where I go with blue backgrounds. And it looks like we did make it to the bottom of the chat, so I'm going to go through and see if we have any more questions. So, didn't look like it. So Don's looking for high fin platies. So, yeah, I'll get those going. I've just been lazy, honestly. I got those at the fishy bingo from last year, so I can get those going though. But that one's a pretty easy one. Let's take a look now, and we will talk about. Yeah, so in Michigan's, yeah, I mean, basically we have Lake Malawi water. The Great Lakes, which is where all of our water comes from, is basically Lake Malawi in North American form. So instead of African cichlids, we have bluegills, crappies, muskies, pikes, and stuff like that. So. All right, so let's go ahead and get the Facebook posts of the week. All right, so our first post of the week is the this huge unicorn tang, and this came from Joe Yayulo, which is he's the owner, curator, etc. of the Long Island Aquarium on Long Island. So I think it has a different name now, but whatever the public aquarium is on Long Island, he's somehow in charge of it. Greg, I'd only normally do it at the shows, either like the auction or like in Grand Rapids. There is a show, a swap. There's a bird and fish swap, which I've never been to, but I may go to that. So it's a. I've never. It's. I don't know. I have to check that one out. But the thing that's kind of interesting and why I picked this picture is just how long our fish can really live in the aquarium if given the right conditions. I know Scott from King and Queen Cichlids has talked quite a bit about it on his streams. This is kind of the saltwater version of a monster fish, one of them. And I mean, these guys get about 18, 20 inches long, and they live forever. I mean, clownfish can live for 20 years as well. I mean, they've lived forever as well. So that's something to keep in mind. And I just thought that was a good example, from the saltwater side of the same thing. And we'll go to the second one now. And I want to get your guys' opinion on this one. I like this stand, but I don't like this stand at the same time. The individual posted this was, hey, I just finished my DIY 75-gallon stand. Hey, Lauren Ashley, how's it going? So this gentleman built this. I think it's pretty neat, but I have some issues with it. So this is the the question he's asking is he's painted it, what color he should get for substrate, etc. But my question is, hey Chattanooga Ed, how's it going? So my question is, I think this should actually not be built out of diamond plate. I would like to see how long this takes to rust. I think this is a rusting incident waiting to happen. I think it's cool, but I think it may not last. At least for me, if you generally get water on stuff, whether it's your stands, your
your floors, etc. And I think this is, I think this may be a rusting incident waiting to happen. Like I think the structurally, I think the stand's fine. I just think that it's a, I think that the diamond plate will melt, or will not melt, but rust eventually. So, hey Jeremy Morel, how's it going? So if you guys have been around for 40 minutes, I'm going to do the shameless plug for just a moment, and haven't subscribed to the channel. I would appreciate it if you would subscribe. So join the community here. Check out some of the other fish tubers that are on here as well. Make sure you like their content. Hit the subscription button, notification bells, like buttons, and all the other happy stuff that that the computers and internet likes you to do. So let's go ahead and hit the last post of the week here. I'm curious what your guys' opinion is on the rust. I think this will rust, but who knows. And then yes, sure, you could coat it with like, I guess, poly or something like that. So, all right. So the next one we've got here is the best way to introduce tangs into a tank. So, got a picture of quite a few different tangs here. You got the Achilles, the clown tang, powder blue, Collet, and then the sailfin, which I've never liked those. I don't know why, but just don't like the. Yeah, Rust-Oleum. Yep. Yeah, so, I mean, generally what I do with tangs... hey, Friday Fish Facts, thank you for the tip jar. I do appreciate the Canadian $5.49 super chat. It's always appreciated, never required, of course. But thank you very much, Ron. Honestly, I think a lot of saltwater fish are like African cichlids. People may agree, disagree with me. But a lot of it, when you introduce new tangs, is you either introduce them all together, or you're very careful with size, body shapes, numbers, etc. And I think especially tangs are a lot like African cichlids. You want to introduce them, when the lights are out. You want to move their substrate around, move their rockwork around, reaquascate the tank. Especially the Zebrasoma species, stuff that's like the yellow tang, the gem tang, the purple tangs, like the ones that are like almost like the delta shape, we'll call it. Those ones are have a bit of attitude, and if you like African cichlids, if you only put in like one, it's gonna get picked on. I mean, tangs are like African cichlids and Daniels put together. They're very active, very excitable, move around a lot. But at the same time, they're also very aggressive, like African cichlids. They defend their territory. Jeremy, no, tangs as in, we're talking saltwater tangs at this point. The different tangs, but yeah, so we're talking a little saltwater for the moment. Just kind of the disclaimer for those of you who don't know, like my history in the hobby. A lot of it was spent in saltwater, and some of it still is. So I do have quite a bit of knowledge on saltwater, even though this really isn't a saltwater channel. But we do have quite a bit that we talk about here. So, hey, Peplin Creek, how's it going? So this is the, that's kind of my opinion on tangs. Yeah, no, that's true. So, very true, Jeremy. So we are talking about the saltwater version of tang, not the Tanganyikan cichlids. But yeah, they are similarly alike. So all right. So let's go ahead now, and we will go back to me. I've always thought about doing a video that was like tang and tangs, like do a tank tour like of the saltwater tangs and the Tanganyikan cichlids. But I only have one saltwater tank. I do not have a another 6-foot saltwater tank, so
kind of like the fish police in freshwater, like the goldfish police and the monster fish police, and God knows who else. Um, you have the tank police in saltwater. They get pretty militant about what size tank you put tangs in. So if you put a tang in a 4-foot, 90-gallon tank, they're all angry, and you're gonna like kill them, and you're the worst thing on the planet. Um, is there a Steelers colored tang? No, I don't think so. There's no black and gold, unless it's an aberrant. Hold on, let's do a screen share. We'll take a look. Let's see. Man, let's take a look here. All right, we will see. Yellow and black. So, let's see what we find. All right, so the closest, let's take a look. The closest you're going to get, and you're going to spend more money than you want to spend on this, but there's a lot of like aberrant hybrids and stuff of like yellow tangs. There's even like a white one. So there's a lot of them like you see here. Another one kind of, I guess the same fish. Let's see, there's other hybrids as well. See, there's like a white tang here, and then there's a completely white tang here. And this tang actually is at, I think this one actually lives at, I'm drawing a blank where it is, but it's in one of the big high-end coral shops. But you see here, there's another, this koi one, and there's a. Now, if you want to see, let's go see if we can find a price tag. Let's see if the article has a price tag. So this is Reef to Rainforest, which is definitely a great publication. And generally, a lot of these fish will end up in Asia. So if you look here, $600 to $800 is not uncommon. Yeah, so a lot of the rare saltwater fish, just kind of give you guys a little bit of background on it. A lot of them end up in Japan, and they end up going for exorbitant prices. But that's that's what happens with a lot of the rare saltwater fish, is they end up in Japan. So, but if you bring your green you bring your green dollars, you can get a tang like that. So, all right, let's go back to we'll get the camera back up and everything. So, all right, $7.99. You might, and actually those fish have gone up, and I think that's a lot of it's from the Hawaii ban and stuff. But those were, they were like $50, even at the more reasonably priced fish store. They were a lot. Not the $25, $30 fish that they were back in the day. So I'm going to call... Alright, so Steelers fan. I wouldn't say that, I live in the Metro Detroit area, but I wouldn't say I'm a Lions fan. I'll call myself a passive observer. I will watch the games for entertainment purposes only. With low expectations on the result, we'll call it. So, form of flex tape. The flex tape's kind of interesting. That stuff, I've played around with that a little bit. When I was battling the plywood tank, I tried that stuff, and it kind of worked. It kind of didn't. It does work on your pool though. I had a leak in the kids' pool, and I was able to seal that up, get it through the summer. So, what was the Hawaii ban? No collecting. Yeah, that's correct. That is correct. I think it's still closed, or it's very limited. They've kind of passed a bunch of laws in the Hawaiian government, and they basically sort of
Unfortunately, even though it was probably the most well-managed fishery in the world, people who didn't bring facts to the table and only emotional opinions, in my opinion, were able to influence the government to maybe not make the best decision. So, I've never done fantasy football, Ron. I've just not had the time. It's one of those things. So, but I actually like college football better. I actually did watch the game last night. If anyone watched the national championship, Jeremy, I don't know. The person who might know is HC Aqua. I've not played around enough to. So, here's what I would say, both to Greg Gall and to um, uh, Derek. So I would say this: I would be a very bandwagon Tigers fan, or Lions fan. I saw the Tigers for the LSU. It's kind of the same thing. I will watch them, but I am not the old school Lions fan. I would never pay money to go down there unless they were good. Hey, thanks for stopping by, Patricia. Have a good night. So let's go ahead and speaking of, since some people there is some love for LSU, I still have my troll meme on here. We haven't had any trolls since that one night, but we still have the troll emoji or the troll meme here, in case anyone decides to show up from the troll brigade. So we do have this ready and prepared for them, in case they decide when they want to come by. But we've got the Coach O candy overalls troll meme. So, the Maple Leafs are similar. Yep. So we've got about 7 minutes left. Make sure you guys check out Dr. Black afterwards. So I might be heading to bed. I've had a pretty long day. Work was one of those days today that was, tougher than others, but it was all good. But, yep, so we got the Where Trolls Dreams Go to Die. So we'll go back to me here. I figured I'd have a little fun with that since it was kind of LSU's night last night. One thing kind of depressing watching that is the Michigan and Michigan State are so far away from that. So, yeah, it's good that they're doing that, Pam. There's no reason to do it, especially like with a fish channel. It's kind of lame, in my opinion. Let's go, hey, we're gonna go troll a fish channel like we're like 5, which means like next week I'll have like 80 trolls here because I just said that. But oh well. So, all right. So, let's go ahead and you guys have any questions here? We got about 5 minutes left before the big art auction with Dr. Black. So, hey, Petstatics, how's it going? So, thank you for coming on by. So, we got. Let me see if there's any last questions. Chevy Fish loves the meme. Yeah, I want to get audio, but I'm afraid I'll get like a copyright strike if I get some Coach O audio with it. If you guys are bored one day and want some humor, go look up Coach O like auto commercial.
Hey Bob, how's it going? So he basically there's a car dealership in Mississippi, and Coach O used to be the coach in Mississippi, and they what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so this he does this ad about getting a it was a Hummer dealership, and he's got this very gruff voice, and he's like, I do not sell fish online. Maybe I will in the future. I don't know yet. I have been working on breeding some fish, so maybe we'll either do swaps or online or whatever. But the hard thing with me selling fish online is actually getting them shipped, because I normally work during the week. I am not going to go to the BCFR Coral Show. I've been in the past, but I don't have a reef tank set up at the moment, so kind of out of the way. She's going to try to swing by at some point, Jeremy. He said so in a comment last night on Kaler's post last night. Who will we be talking about? Oh, Ginger. Okay. All right. I don't know what's up with Ginger, but I hope everything is okay with her. So, let's see who else here. All right, so we are at 9:56, and I've kind of run out of gas a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and shut it down for the night. But definitely stay around for the art auction from Dr. Black, and from there, see if there's any last questions here. Yeah. So all right. So definitely, I want to thank Ron for the super chat as always. Thank you. It's always appreciated, never required. But oh, okay, good. So everyone's doing auction details. Okay. The way I read that, it was a little bit something different. So let's go ahead. Thank you, Daryl. Thank you, Chevy. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Pam. So we're going to go ahead and we'll call it a night. Have a good rest of your week. We will see you on Sunday for Sunday's video. No problem, Greg. I appreciate you guys coming by. If you're ever around the Motor City Aquarium Society, Greg, stop by and say hi. And with that being said, when are videos of the clownfish breeding coming? When I get off my rear end and start raising some more rotifers and getting my act together. That's not a very good answer, Anthony, but we will, go through that and make sure, we'll cover that a little bit more than we have in the past for sure. So thank you, Boss Hog. Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, Zen Ginger. Everyone have a great week. See you guys for Sunday's video, and we'll see you next Tuesday. That being said, stay fishy, keep on breeding, and we will see you on the next video or live stream.